before bed. I'm going to put out a link now where you can just join the conversation. So just look at just look at the comment section and see the link. I've pinned it. So welcome everybody. I want to start with my own reaction to arguments about Muslim ticket and all that. These politicians really know how to get people distracted, give you topics to talk about while they're planning whatever they are planning background. I told somebody on on Facebook yesterday and he started laughing. I said, "Oh, this your Muslim and Christian candidates. They'll be laughing at all of you arguing about Muslim. When they are in their Boni meeting, they'll be laughing at all of you." Anyways, the link to join this conversation tonight talking about Osun State election. Let me put it properly. Just say join conversation via link. You will see the link in the comments. And good evening, Buki Abidoye. Yeah, join conversation via link. So let me start the conversation. Let me set the ball rolling by saying that the outcome of the election in Osun State proves a few things. You're welcome, Doc Boma. One of the things it proves is that the political dynasties that exist from state to state are still very much there with their strongholds. That's number one. Number two, that sensitizations have not really gone that much in order to be able to ensure that vote buying still doesn't determine the outcome of elections in Nigeria. There's still much that is left to be done. Temilade Salami, welcome. I have somebody in the queue already. Let me see if the person can hear me. Hello, Hali. More people can join so that we can have a balanced conversation. I can hear myself back. Can you just mute? Okay, I guess it's not ready. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Or is it Okay. I'll have another person join the conversation, or while I still wait for Ali to. Okay, I have Abdul. Hello, Abdul.
How are you?
I'm coping.
Good evening.
Good evening. Let me have your own assessment of the just concluded Osun State governorship election. What are your takes?
Yes. Based on my view, because I was able to view the election up to last night, I followed it, but I think the people of Osun State were just tired, not because of the party. It's not about APC or PDP. It's about the Adeleke family, because I think the family has done so much for them. They were not voting on party line; they voted for the individual. That's what I just saw. So I don't think it's really going to affect the 2023 presidential election. I don't think, because the individual matters in the yesterday's election.
Okay. So you expect Adeleke to perform in Osun? Like we should be expecting Osun to become London?
Not really. Osun is not London. Osun cannot be London. He can only operate based on what is available, but he has a goodwill for the people. You see, it's about, he might not be academically sound or know do it by the book, but I think he would deliver. He would, because it's like the man of the people,
And if you take 2023 into context here, can we use Osun as a pointer to what 2023 will likely look
No,
like?
no. We can't use Oshu as a yardstick. 2023 is it's a different ball game or different kettle of fish entirely. It's going to be, if we have to look at it like that and say because PDP won yesterday, that's how it's going to be. No, because when I monitored the election, I knew we all saw the result coming. You know, even
Okay.
during the debate, I saw some signs that it was going to go differently, but slight difference. If not for the rigging machine in 2018, I personally, the guy
You
won
already
in
won.
2018. Yes, won
Yeah.
2018. So the people are only trying to voice louder this time around. That is, it's like they are paying. They want to pay the Adeleke family for what the Sheruba, what they call Sheruba one, the bigger brother
Mm,
did. You understand? They are
mm,
just, it's like a payback. They believe in that
mm,
family. That's just it. That's just it.
mm. Okay. I mean, I like I mean, the way you came about it. You definitely have a straight answer ready
Yeah.
made to say this is
Yeah.
exactly. But uh, it was cut into two. One,
Okay.
people were actually tired of APC, and second, that they really believe in the Adeleke family and wanted to compensate them with governorship of their state. You know, so there are those two factors are what we believe are responsible for the outcome yesterday, right?
Yeah. Yes, I remember the people.
Okay.
There was a time people were saying, "We are tired of Baba Sowikwe, Baba Sowikwe." You understand what I'm saying now? It's like somebody ruling them from outside, somebody deciding what happens in their state from outside. You know, so that was a factor too. You know, that was a factor
But
because for me,
do you remember you saying since NSAS period that they are tired of both APC and
is
PDP?
you see, this is a very genuine
But that's
point.
bending in Osun. Or would you say Osun youth, or would you say Osun youth are different from Nigerian youths?
No. You see, I have been looking for an avenue or a platform where we're going to talk about the youth or what happened in the NSAS issue. A lot of people are missing a point there. You see,
Yeah.
um, by the way, I'm communicating with you now from Maryland. I'm in Maryland in the US. Okay.
Okay.
The NSAS issue, we have to be able to separate the re-agitation and the charlatans. Okay. You see,
Okay. Yeah.
the guys, I'm sorry, this is my own perception. This is my own point of view, and I think I'm entitled to it. All right.
Definitely. Yeah.
There were two protests there, the elitist protest and the people's protest.
Okay.
The people that blocked the toll gate were the elites. All right. Because their cry was just
Okay.
one. The SARS was exploiting the youth, obtaining money from us. And when I was in Lagos, all the while I've been in Lagos, I've never passed through the toll gates. I never passed through
Mm.
that toll gate. So people from Badagry, Axis, Agbara, Okuku, Maitu, they were not really affected by that toll gate. That is not like like what we call the Freedom Park or something like that. You understand?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it, like I said, the protest it was a different message that was coming out from the guys that blocked the toll gate and the guys that were looting stores. All right.
But I'm talking
We
about
get
the political angle of it. Loudly, the youth said they were tired of APC and PDP.
yes.
Towards the yeah. So that's exactly why I'm asking.
Okay.
Then election came in, and it turned out they started to say, "Oh, well, at any rate, it's still PDP, not
No. If
APC." And
if I
even if
delegate,
you are tired of it, if do
mm,
you know that if PDP had not won yesterday, APC would
yeah,
still have won because the gap wasn't that much.
yes, it wasn't much. About 28,000.
28 to 30 something or whatever. So the gap was just
Yes.
like a few. And then that had 30 something thousand, yeah. So that simply means that if PDP had not won yesterday, APC would still won. So what
Okay.
statement are the youth making? They are still
Uh,
between APC and PDP.
Listen, the youth are still under the umbrella. The youth has not really they've not found their voice yet. Because if you watch the debate, if you watch the debate clearly, you see that the PDP guy had nothing to offer. He had nothing in terms of intellectually. He was nowhere compared to the Labour guy and the Labour guy and I think some other party. He had nothing to say. But the people voted for him based on whom or where he's coming from. I think that was just it.
Okay, let me hear from Buki. Buki, are you still there? I want to know if Buki also shares
I'm
that.
listening to
Okay.
I'm listening to Mr. Abdul calling from Maryland. You know, we are dynamic, like a
Yeah.
dynamic. We talk so much intelligent people. We know it all. Okay, so we can't mix like my brother answers protect with the results you've just gotten yesterday. No, they are totally different. They are totally different.
Okay.
When it started, it is one voice and later adjust to share into three parts. The first one is the selfish one that want, and there's a real agitation going on the ground. And some people make photo. The people that is on the ground, they know what I'm talking about. And the third one, elite, that they flush out some of these talks, the genuine of this protest, the message being passed. So let us put that aside and talk about the real estate message. Right from the onset, Osun EP that they've been ruling for so long. If APC to their life, they've tasted APC, they see that they prefer their PDP. Since 4 years, they have been battling with that. They couldn't make it at the result of the first election. It happened. Let us. No, this guy is not qualified. We can't just give you that governorship. Cutting cakes now. They find their way out to say, okay, he doesn't have one local government is not complete. It's we have to put that into consideration again and rerun this election. Finally, they know the best to do and adjust this mandate from the men. We know what really happened there.
Now the question here is
Forget.
the question here is, are we still stuck between PDP and APC?
Yes, because when you look, only the that really want change in that Nigeria of today.
Only what?
Only the few people.
Only few. Okay.
Like a young, like they want the real change that they're searching for. The rest you can see from your for APC, PDP.
Okay, fine.
Facebook.
So talking 2023, if you want to situate it in a 2023 projection, are you saying it will still be between APC and PDP in 2023?
There's nothing we can do about it because we had the chance to turn it around, but we failed to speak in one voice. And I or something or somebody else have the mind to turn it around, and some people go behind and collect.
So what party
money.
would you be supporting? You as a person, what party would you be supporting in 2023?
I'm an ANC person. Okay,
but unfortunately, you believe you are still between APC and PDP.
I don't care. I will only speak for the truth. I speak because we are in challenge. The challenge we have now
Mr. Abdul,
It's between the
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me ask Mr. Abdul the same question.
Mm.
Mr. Abdul, do you think in 2023 we are still between APC and PDP or differently?
Unless the youth decide to go out of the norm. You understand? If the youth decide to go out of the norm, it's going to be if the youth didn't decide, it's going to be a two-horse race. Unless the youth decide to do the abnormal. The Yoruba people used to make a parable, say, if you do it like that, it's going to be between PDP and APC. But if the youth decide holistically, we own that country. But there's one factor we must understand. Listen, there's something we must understand. We are so shy to say it, but we must speak the truth. This is just the simple truth. We must speak it. The truth is this. Nigeria is divided on religious line, religion and region. We're scared of saying it, but that is the truth. You understand what I'm saying now? I am from Niger State. You understand what I'm saying now? An average Hausa man doesn't believe the Yoruba Muslim is a pure Muslim. You must understand that fact. So Tinubu picking somebody from North is only trying to validate his presidency. That was the reason why he picked a Northern Muslim, because an average Hausa Muslim doesn't believe. Bro, we must speak the truth. They will tell you, Kafri, ne, Arne. Even if you are a Muslim, it's an Arne. Look at it in Nigeria. If you are in Lagos or in Nigeria or wherever you are, whenever there is Jumat's prayer, have you ever seen an Hausa man standing behind a Yoruba Muslim and the Imam? They will travel to the main mosque where the mosque is, either in the barracks or wherever, where they have an Hausa man as the Imam. Bro, we have to get that right. They pushed Tinubu to lose. They wanted a Northerner to become the president again. That is why they pushed Tinubu to that level. He's going to. So if you look at it, the Labour Party candidate would have been the best thing that ever happened to Nigeria. People keep saying it doesn't have a structure. That is the truth. Oh, they say, oh, forget about structure. But go to the northern part of Nigeria where we vote overnight. Where the party candidate.
We can't hear
What happened to your microphone?
voice again. Microphone.
Mr. Abdul, please check something happened to your microphone.
Okay.
We can hear you again now.
Okay, go to the north, deep north, whereby you hear people will be telling you, say, Nigeria namuni, Nigeria say Muslimi, Nigeria say Mesala. And you say the north has more majority than the south. You understand what I'm saying now? So I think the Labour Party guy will have to he has to bend the eye of the needle. He has to overdo. Where all these Northerners are walking one step, he's going to do double. Because it's difficult for you to confuse an uneducated mind. You can dialogue with an educated mind, but you cannot dialogue with an illiterate. The level of education in the North is a little bit low, of which we all understand. Even if they are poor, they still believe that this is my person, I will stand with him. Even though if they're not gaining anything, he's my person. And look at, during the Buhari election, I was in Kaduna. I was still in Nigeria. I was in Kaduna 2015 when I went to visit. You were hearing people were singing some kind of rhetorics in Kaduna saying, Nigeria say Muslimi, Nigeria say Mesala. Nigeria must be governed by a Muslim. Nigeria must be governed by someone that prays in the Islamic way. So, and you're telling me, and people are saying that religion is not a factor? No, come on now. Come on.
But Peter Obi's running mate is a northerner.
Nigerian constitution. What does the vice president is just like an handbag to the president? He doesn't have a say. Doesn't have much say. If the president doesn't delegate powers to him, he can't do nothing.
So they won't even consider that.
No, see, you have to before you can discuss this issue. I want you to understand the mind of an average Northerner. When we say Nigeria Namuni, so we own Nigeria. If people want to say, politically we want to be correct. Don't let them hear. Don't say it. But it is the truth. You have to understand it. Something has to be done.
Are you saying in a nutshell that the North will largely be supporting a northerner, like an article, for instance?
I bet you. You can take it to the bank.
And
It's this
Peter
is
Obi is going
it's
to
not like
Peter Obi
it's not
and
like
Peter Obi
turn
and
by
Tinubu are
turn
going to be
Nigerian
sharing the
PLC.
south. Hmm.
Peter Obi, even in the south, do you think Peter Obi can win his state, his own state of Anambra State? You think he can win Anambra State?
All the
You
people
think,
who are all the
my
people
brother,
who are doing all this gig online for him, are you saying they are not going to vote?
my, my brother, most of the people you see are what we call them internet or social media, whatever. On day of election, the elites, their children will not be out there to vote. And the street people that will come out to vote. And that is why it's easy for you to induce these people because they are hungry. They are hungry. I know they give shishi. I know they give shishi. Those are just statements. There are this Nigerian election is for money bags. You understand? His state is ruled by Abga. His own state is ruled by Abga. You think he can win his own state? He can't deliver his own Anambra state. Not that he's not
With the
deserving of
Labour
it.
Party.
Yes. That's why I believe that if you want to change the system, you have to change it from the inside, not from outside. All right. If Atiku has used him as his running mate, that would have been would have been giving us idea for 2027 or thereabouts. Because okay, right now they are making it look like a sectional, like a regional government now.
It's already
Most
living
Igbos
like
now,
that.
most Igbos now, when you talk about Obina, they will attack you. Once they are able to make people key into that idea, that's where they lose it.
But Obi has already met IBB, met
Yes.
Obasanjo and all those people,
Mhm.
and it looks like all those people are going to support him because they are speaking about
Yes.
power shift for unity's sake and for fairness sake to all the regions. And in order to be able to assert the concept of unity or one Nigeria, we must be fair to the southeast. So let them also come in. So Obasanjo seems that his attitude towards it is acceptance for Peter Obi, and we don't know yet because IBB did not give any remark in the negative. So, what do you think all these consultations with all these, held statesmen translates
Ah,
to for Peter Obi?
you see, because these guys you just mentioned now, they are like court figures, okay? Like in the North, IBB is a revered leader. He has a lot of followers that when he speak, when he say jump, they say how high. You understand? Likewise, Obasanjo, they are court figures. But when we get to the wires, it becomes a different ball game entirely. I think the Nigerian election or Nigerian presidential election is the most expensive kind of election in the world. You understand what I'm saying now? Because a lot of sentiment, it's not about what you can do now. We are too sentimental. We are just too sentimental. You understand? We run against the norm back home. So they might want the better Nigeria and say, okay, Obi can deliver. Yes. But what they want, I know. Obasanjo was really against Buhari's second term now. But what happened? Buhari still won now. You know, so
I'm going to be
it's
asking you
going
the same question I asked Mr. Buki. If you were
okay.
to vote in 2023, you as a person, who would you vote?
Yes. Listen, because I want a better Nigeria, I've seen life from a difficult point. I know what you guys are passing through in Nigeria. I'll vote for Peter Obi. I'll vote for the Labour Party candidate. I don't care. Even if my vote is going to go, even if I'm going to lose, I don't care. There's nothing like anybody can do for me in Nigeria. My family, my friends, relatives, they are suffering. When they call me here, I feel like running and hiding my head. They are suffering. People are really suffering. I'll vote for Obi because I have this guy. Nigeria should be run like a business. Whoever is going to run Nigeria, we have to know where you're coming from. How did you get here? What have you done in your life, in your private life? What have you been able to achieve? Not one money bag. I have $1 billion somewhere. Where did you get it from? How did you get to that level? My brother, we must speak the truth. If we have not seen outside Nigeria, we think that life is like that. Look here in the United States. I've been here for 8 years. Okay, even when I came to the States far back as 2014, I go to the hospital and I'm treated without Medicare or money or whatever. I don't have a job. I don't have money. They will treat me. Look at during the pandemic, during this 2019 coronavirus, this COVID-19, $1,500 was given to me by a government that I just became a citizen like 2 years ago. 1,500, as long as you have a social security number, 1,500 was given. The first payment was $1,000, second payment was $700, and the third payment was $500. And before you wake up in the morning, the churches and the religious organizations around the area, they bring food to drop at your doorstep. You understand? We have to change our mind. So we Nigerians, we have to change our mind, because this same youth that you are fighting for now, they will be the one blocking the street when the politician is campaigning and say, Fuani, how do they say? They say, Fumilogo me. You understand what I'm saying now?
That's even
So
painful,
we have to change.
man.
We have to wash our minds. My brother, when you fly into Nigeria Airport, Murtala Mohammed Airport, I was in Nigeria in December. Before I used Ethiopia Airline from Chicago to Addis Ababa to Lagos. Do you know that the time I spent inside to get to the city was almost equal to that hour that I flew on the air? Nothing is working in that airport. Everything is just manual. They collect money from you face to face. You understand? There's nothing, so nothing is working in that country. For a man like Peter Obi that has no structure to come there and change Nigeria totally, my brother, it's going to be like a camel passing through the eye of a needle. Because the level of decadence in that system is will take all the anointing oil, all the holy water, all the whatever to clean that system.
They will even use it to cook, to fry akara.
My brother, it is the level of corruption in that country is too high. If you go to the bank to cash money, even the security man in the bank that wants to help you process you further, he wants to take something. If you go to pay NEPA bill or NEPA official comes to your house, he wants to take bribe. If you're on the street, they want to take bribe. Man, that country is something else. Do you know that I experienced something that I've never experienced in my life in Lagos? I was stripped naked by a soldier guy, saying the combat I wore looked like a military trouser. Even when people were telling him that it's not a military, he stripped me naked in the afternoon, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. He stripped me naked. My kids were in the car, and he was happy doing that to me. I'm a Nigerian. What cannot happen to me anywhere in the world when we don't even have value for ourselves? When citizens don't love themselves. So, come on.
I feel your pain and I understand it. Unfortunately, we don't even know what to do right now.
No,
there are
it's
agitations
a
left, right, center. It's so confusing. It's so confusing. Hey, Jiro, Mrs. or Missed? Hello, Mr. So let me just first of all say I'm sorry about your experience, Mr. Abdul. You know, this is the situation we all face here. I'm happy for you on one part because you have escaped. I call it an escape. You have escaped. We are still here, and it's so sad. You know, I told some of my Igbo brothers as far back as 2017, 2018, I said it's better to engage politically. But you know, they fought me. They did also. They said it's Biafra or nothing or never. I said, well, Biafra is not a bad idea. Yoruba nation is not a bad idea. But I would rather that why not let us have a situation where we engage politically to avert war and to make it even faster. Unfortunately, do you know that most of these people are not even interested? So, but election is here. Their brother is coming up. It even started from 2017, 2019. The moment they said the North is the problem, right? Okay, fine, the North is the problem. But the moment Atiku made Peter Obi running mate, they forgot that Atiku is a Northerner. So suddenly Atiku is not a Northerner.
But
now, after the elections that did not favor them, they went back to the agitation. I'm not fighting them. I'm just saying, if you study the antecedents, you might as well say, oh, after 2023, if Peter Obi still doesn't win again, what can we just imagine what may happen again?
let me
Okay.
just come in a little bit because I've
Okay.
been listening to. Yeah, is you are making a valid point on the Nigeria is not what you really think it is now. We're having a problem, so many problems that we are solving. And somebody came about 2019 and created a party for everyone to join. We failed to put hands in one voice together, and some do. The same person and for most of the problem youth are receiving. It being a brother to most people, even they are incarcerated unjustly, he will come and fight right about it, which the person again is coming out again saying
Hmm.
the same thing
You're talking
in
about Shore
2000.
by the way you're talking.
Yes, let me just please.
Okay.
In 2019, he said a lot of things. Okay, let's give support, and what he's saying we observing because Nigeria love to new candidate. Maybe you are a liar, you are promising, you are okay, and you run again. I say, I'm not changing what I'm saying. It's open. Anybody can join. Don't bring any money. Just your experience. Anything that you just join. We fail. We are clamoring for the same people, the same caucus, the same people to one another and jump from one party to this thing because they didn't give me party. I'm a this, I'm that. You have achieved this thing. The last one from indigene, a brother here in the UK from Anambra, he said, let them use that state to swear for you. Just say amen to
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
That brother is a brother, is a Igbo. Yeah, Chukwemeka.
Hmm.
He said, let them use that state. The last time I traveled there, let them and say amen to it.
Hmm.
I said, what do you mean? He said, yes, because I'm from Anambra. Yeah. Life,
Hmm.
not that they told me I'm there, see with my eye. Please, I'm
Hmm.
not scrutinizing anybody. Seeing is believing. See something. He said, you want to do, I will not doubt it. But it's coming from somewhere. Let us come from to judge the person. How 8
Okay, so
years
what do you think is the way? What do you think is, because all of these things you are just looking for the way forward.
ready. This platform, okay, should he be a president? Look, this is what you told us. This we must do. Why are we running away from the truth? I'm not promoting Showore. I'm not far from the same state.
But right,
Okay, okay.
but right now, many people are shouting Obi. I mean, do you think Shoresi stands a chance where Obi is already gaining the hype?
Let me tell
Because
you, the
it's
people that
democracy and it's about number, you know.
listen. I speak with people behind Peter Obi are behind Showore too. They are just digressing a little bit. Let me tell you. Once they see
Hmm.
that it's coming back, that is Nigeria
Hmm.
for you. They are like weather. They
Hmm.
are like weather. Satisfy themselves.
They go and
Let them
come.
do what they want. Okay. Don't
Hmm.
allow them. I'll give you an example of a state now. Go to Edo. Percentage of Edo following Showore then diverted to Peter Obi. I say leave the
Mm-hmm.
want. But
Hmm.
I'm telling you, I know Nigerians very well. They will observe we have been mistaken. Let's go back to where we are coming from. Okay? I said, leave them. Let them show that today. The same thing, what I'm saying now, he will tell you. He said, you are free. Choose whatever you want. But I will keep saying the truth. I stand on the train, my manifesto, and this is my manifesto. And so the same person, I'm not scrutinizing, is on public now. He's on public saying that he will not probe a past government. So when that came out, he said every penny that is stolen in our treasury. Have you seen the difference? So I will hear from here. I want to speak. I don't want to waste your time because it's late here. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I understand.
Guy,
even here,
that guy should what he's saying. I believe not because he's a what he's saying is what I stand for. You understand?
Okay.
That is
all right.
I've been craving for so many years.
Thank you. Let me check with Santos. He's been hanging around since, and Ejiro. Let me check with the two of them what their own take is. The Osun election outcome and situating the context and using it to make projection for 2023. Can we do that? Can we use Osun political attitude to make judgment or prediction for 2023? Santos, are you there? Ejiro, can you hear me? Are you there? It looks like they are having network issues.
They are away from the mic. They are away from.
Okay.
Let me contribute a little bit. Talking like I started the conversation from the BDP is Osun. Oyo is Osun. Okay, overthrow this mandate from them, and they took it back. Looking at what I've done so far, the project infrastructure is not enough for these people. That we have spoken and nobody can reverse that. Forget vote buying. You will give people money, they will do what is in their mind, their conscience is not going nowhere. Upon the rigging and everything, you can see the margin. You won. And do you know what they are saying on public space? Indigene, you know what they are saying? Do you know what they are saying? They were saying PDP is governorship. Now, we are now going back to APC. Seen that?
I heard it too. Yeah, of course, I heard it. I heard it.
I heard it from Indigene saying it. They said they are now vowing for. You see, they did not mention an article. They did not mention Peter Obi. And this is what they will promise you. That is what they will do.
Excuse me, may I come in here at this juncture? You see, like you just said, they said the governorship is for PDP and the presidential is for APC. Now you have to understand that as a governor, you cannot deliver. If you cannot deliver your state, you cannot win your state. Your stake is gone. You understand me?
You will not even be able to come back. Yeah.
I bet you. So how can you deliver a state that you don't have strength in anymore? It becomes your weak point. It's -1 to APC now. You see, there's rigging everywhere. You can only rig where you have the numbers now. You can't rig where you don't have numbers. The both parties they pay, they all lobby, they all buy vote, they all bought vote yesterday. So no man is a cent. But to me, like I said before, if Adeleke has run under, let me say, Labour Party or any other party, he would have still won. That name alone, that Adeleke name is a prominent name. It's a name
and that's exactly why they said they were. That's exactly why they said they were voting PDP yesterday, because that's where Adeleke is.
Yes, because my brother, if you watch the debate, there are some sound men on, like somewhere like Lasso. I heard of him. That day was the first. That guy is sound. The guy from Labour Party is very sound, and the guy from the guy that was one other guy also was. Those guys were very, very sound. You understand? So they voted personality. not on party lines. Because I believe some APC members also
You are
voted
talking
for.
about ADC.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
that
it's
guy was
ADC.
too. Yeah, the guy was too sound. Here in America, we talk about what you have to. They say, "Come talk to us. Come tell us what you have to offer." You understand what I'm saying? Come speak to the people. That's that's the reason why we have debates. So that we have some here in America, there are people born Democrat, there are people born Republican. Say I'm a Republican, I'm a diehard Republican. Whatever the president does or whatever the party does, I align with it. Why we debate is because we debate because we want to bring people that are neutral, people that are sitting on the fence. We want to make them have idea. Those people, they are not party
Understand.
men. They are not party loyalists. They can switch tomorrow, but we want to be able to convince them. During the debates, if I have to vote, if I were to be in Osun, I would have voted for somebody else. But they wanted that guy, not because of what he can do or his antecedent, because of his family name. That's just it. So you can't use that as a yardstick to judge 2023. It's going to be a different kettle of fish entirely.
Okay. So Santos, are you there? I like to just compare the views. Hello, Santos. Looks like Santos is just running in and out. But anyways,
Maybe
I just want us to get
maybe
a few things established. I just want us to establish things. Number one, whether there are any chances that we are leaving the clutch of APC and PDP anytime soon. And number two is whether the youths or new set of people coming to vote for the first time are going to change the narrative. And then lastly, and very importantly too, I do not know whether anyone has noticed that despite Peter Obi's presence in Osun, it still didn't really affect much. The Adeleke influence notwithstanding, I mean, Peter Obi's presence in Osun was supposed to at least, made some mark for their candidates, Labour Party. Despite
yeah.
that,
Because
even the Labour Party
let me
candidate
let
himself
me
is not
let
just
me
any other person,
let me quickly come into that. I won't spend more time. I want Mr. Abdul stay on to listen to this. It's good that what Mr. Obi went for. If you look when he traveled to Egypt, my man there, that is not an attack, but a reality. So with this, it's like help. Now, come on, you are running for presidency. You are going for. You're supposed to be supported. That's why everybody run back. I say, come, this is a Labour Party. Come down. Come and campaign with your colleagues now, so that it will boost your voters. And eventually they listen, and you can so many governors turn up for PDP and Peter Obi candidates and other this thing. Talking about the effectiveness of seeing Peter Obi, okay, people have already made up their mind, landed, okay. Like my brother got it right.
and Peter B's influence will not change anything.
Okay, people have already made up their mind that this is the person we are voting for. You spend, like I started saying, I said people stolen mandate that they did in 2019. Then they got it back. You can see how it ended. How this thing ended. They call it in the court, INEC, not court. They have to rerun this, and we eventually we know what it will end. And now, after 4 years, they came back and said, look, this time around, it's gonna certificate. We have gotten another certificate. He presented INEC, and everything come to normal. Okay, now we will now wait for where. Now I must commend again INEC and New Heart.
They really improved. They really improved this time.
No, they really. I commend them. They really improved. The thumbprint is not working. They will use eye scanning, and that's it. And the voters voted and everything
And the results were
correctly.
instantly being
They
transmitted.
use their ability to do the INEC. It's a perfect thing. We are approaching little by little. We are
Absolutely.
facing now is vote buying at the corner. At the end of the day, people see vote money. They will fake photo through WhatsApp. They will show you and you will think it's the same. So they are circulating it. They will collect your 10,000 and they will vote there for their conscience. So we are pushing little by little. We are going. You will see this election will be reality to people they voted for in the future. I'm telling you, we are getting closer. Challenges that we are facing in Nigeria now, Europe and America before, but now we are going in technology. You know, we don't have all this central like we have, but ours is not like that attached to your names. It can't be manipulated. It can't be, you know. You will see changes year by year. Okay,
Mr. Abdul.
Yes, sir.
Please, over to you. That same question.
Yeah. Please, can you rephrase the question?
Yes, we are asking whether was Peter Obi's presence not supposed to at least influence anything? And I mean, how do we see this panning out also in 2023? Is it still a question of people's minds made up for 2023 again? If people's minds are made up for 2023, who is it made up for?
Very good. You see, that question is, if I give you one answer, I might be getting it wrong.
Tomorrow.
So I would, yes. You see, Trump became president of the United States. Where is Trump from? Which state is Trump from? You see, we have to do the fundamentals. There's a big problem in Nigeria. Forget about 2023. There's a big problem. Nigeria is not a nation yet. All right. We don't really believe in each other. Imagine you are in Lagos. Just imagine you are in Osun State and you were born there as an Igbo person. Can you become the governor? They will tell you where your father is from. You understand now? If Peter Obi is the true Messiah that will deliver Nigeria, Nigeria hasn't found a Messiah yet because he's not going to win.
Really?
Yes, he's not going to win. We see we have the population in the north, right? According to statistics, according to data, right? According to data, we have population in the north, right? And the numbers will win the election any day, any time, right? So he just moved from PDP to Labour Party, not quite a month, 3 months or 4 months. So there's what we call amnesia. The people are still seeing him as a PDP man or somebody that ran away from PDP. And we have PDP. The northern part of Nigeria is entrenched in PDP. It's a PDP entrenched area. These are guys that have been in PDP.
And that's exactly why a lot of people believe he's on a mission for PDP. Even
PDP lose the election in 2015 was because PDP wanted to lose the election. It was PDP that lost the election for themselves because majority of the men you find in APC now, they cross-carpeted from PDP to APC. That was why it was possible for APC to win 2015 election. It's about what is the need for me. How can he even win? The men in the house, how many members do you have, Labour Party members that are in the House of Assembly? How many men from Labour Party can say, okay, I will deliver Daura, I will deliver some local, there are some interior local government in Sokoto, brother, that is close to Niger. People there are living, they are living like, let me not use any word. Has he ever been there? How do you deliver those areas? You know?
Thank you, my brother.
So I just think that the storyline is this. We have to go back, forget about 2023. We have to go back and address some fundamentals, like the Constitution. They have to really go back and address it. Like the National Population Commission or the census, they have to go back and get these things right. See, an Igbo man is a Nigerian. No Nigerian is more Nigerian than the other Nigerian, right? We must believe in ourselves. Yes, we must believe that Igbo, it's not about turn by turn. Let's give it to the best man. Until we have that mind, it's only a nation that can reason like that and say, let's give it to the best man. Like me and you, now, if we are going on the street now, and an Igbo man has problem now, you will say it's an Igbo man to come in. if a Yoruba man fall down and you Igbo man will say,
Me,
I
I
saw
don't
my
see it
plate.
like that too.
It's a Yoruba man. That's how most people see it.
Okay, I
We still
get
see
you now.
tribe and religion also. We don't see
Hmm.
ourselves as one people.
Hmm.
You understand that?
Hmm.
Atiku now when
Topic for
Atiku is
another day.
campaigning, he said my wife is a Yoruba woman. I have an Igbo woman as a wife. That doesn't count. These are not, these are not supposed to be factor. You
He's
like
saying
to
those
marry.
things. Yeah, he's saying those things
Yes.
because people are still, people are
Yeah.
still locked in their
Yes.
tribal, ethnic
Yes.
sentiments and enclave. So in order to be able to unlock them and win them to your side, you must play on those factors, on those sentiments. That's why, including Tinubu also saying that his wife is a Christian.
Yeah, you
All of
see?
them do this thing.
Even if
Why
your
must you
wife is
remind
God.
us? And yeah, Santos, you were saying something.
I said even if his wife is God or Mary, when you are
Abi?
You will
not
still
fit
know.
for an office, you shouldn't be elected because of
That,
religious or ethnic sentiments.
Santos, we were discussing Osun State lessons or takeaways. So, what are we taking from Osun State election? What do you believe panned out, and what do you take from it? What's your own take from the outcome?
Thank you, thank you very much. I tried to join in before, but I had a
We could not
problem
hear
with
you.
my
Yeah,
speaker.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's good
I
to be
went
able
back
to
to
hear you
set
now.
it.
Okay, great.
So I was actually with on the space this evening on the Durutimi space.
Okay, on Twitter,
You
yeah.
Yeah, and you dished out a lot of facts and a lot of information, and
Hmm.
you did very well. Kudos. And there was a question I asked, which you did not actually do justice to enough,
Okay.
which was that the people supporting Peter Obi now, right, who are basically following the
Hmm.
trends, what will actually be their fate actions if Peter Obi happens not to win the election? So I don't know if well on it a bit because I'm very curious
Ah,
to know what
you know,
what
you,
uh
you see, you see,
what will
you see on
become
this
of this
channel.
moment.
You see on this channel, I have to be careful because they can sack me. And Nigerians. I was telling you the fact. You see, Nigerians are not. Let me tell you the facts. Nigerians are not ready for truth. So if you say it the way it is, they will help you to read another thing you do not even
Another
intend
minute
or
to it.
imply. They will help you read their own, primordial sentiment into it. But this is it. Let's before you even go to the supporters of Peter Obi to say, oh, if Peter Obi doesn't win in 2023, what will they be doing? Will they still be support? You are going too far, but by talking to the followers, we should start from Peter Obi himself. Will Peter Obi himself still even remain in Labour Party
very good. That's a good one.
Is very,
before we
very,
even before we
you
even
know,
start going to the followers? Like I said in that Twitter spaces, I told whoever cared to listen that, see, Peter Obi rented that party. Is a tenant there.
sure.
Okay, so he's definitely going to also leave. That means it's not as if the founding ideology of the party aligns with who Peter Obi himself is. All right, it's just a question of, oh, I have to run. They want me to run. My running, another undertone to this thing is they want the southeast to be peaceful for election sake, and the only way that can get to happen is if they have somebody from there on the ballots
When the South is contesting. Yeah.
or in the
let me
race.
let
Yeah.
me add to what you just said. Let me just quickly add to what you just said. Build a party. How does APC become APC? Nigerians, please go to history of parties. How they Labour Party for Peter Obi to win presidential election with that low structure. Okay.
Yes,
It,
but
that
well, no, we are even asking after the election. Because the
Yeah.
question is, if he does not win, what would
You
happen
you you have
afterwards?
answered you have answered the question. That question is non-existent. Is Peter Obi going to remain in Labour Party if he loses the election?
No, no,
You
no.
don't
He's
be
a tenant
surprised that
there.
they will appoint him a minister or special advisor or whatever to the new government, maybe PDP, because when Atiku was declaring, he was there. And he said something that we must hold tight. He said, Atiku is a good man. This is the kind of leader that Nigeria needs. If this is the kind of leader that Nigeria needs, and you are contesting against him, you understand what I'm saying now? He
Mhm.
He
marketed
called him a
Atiku.
unifier.
He called him a unifier. Who doesn't want to be with a unifier, for God's sake? I want to be with a unifier now.
Yes.
So this
Why am I
guys,
running
Then
against the
all
unifier?
yeah. So all these guys are just they are there for what is in it for me. At the end of the day, they all sit down the round table. I saw a video this evening when Atiku and Asiwaju was at the airport or somewhere, and he was asking
Yes, yes.
Tinubu,
Throwing
"Where are you
bands.
running to
Are you
this night?"
running out of
He dey
town?
put- you see,
They
so
pursue you, come up for town.
these guys still sit down, they still talk, they still relate.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Don't die.
absolutely. So when I say,
There's this guy. There's this lawyer called Femi something. I always watch him on channels. He said, "Don't die in their war. Don't die in their war."
Dele Farosime,
Dele
Dele
Farosime.
Farosime.
He said, "Don't
Yeah.
die in their war."
Look,
So
in
Do
this
you know another
election we
funny
just
thing?
held, right? Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
Go on. So
Okay, do you know another funny thing is that all these people all this, I don't really want to, the
It's
reason I don't really
laughable.
like
It's
to
laughable. It's
the reason I
laughable.
don't really like to
Yeah.
talk about it is it's like I'm trying to provoke them or I'm trying to step on their emotion or
yeah, you
incite
should
them,
spice
and
him
I
up.
really don't I really don't want to do it, especially now because it's still a sensitive period. It's just like when they tell you your savior is, you see somebody as as a savior, and somebody knows just comes out to start exposing his dirty ash, you won't be happy. So it's
yeah,
still too early. I really don't want to ruffle, I just want to allow some things just go until a time when it will be ripe to do them. So I don't really want to talk about a lot of things for now, especially when it concerns Peter Obi. I don't want to,
Many
because
people have
it's
been talking
emotional for a lot
about
of people.
it.
It's
Mhm.
emotional for a lot of people.
With
So I don't
her.
want
I'm
to
time with
enter
her.
it.
And you will not blame these people. You
Because
see, you don't blame them. We are frustrated in that country. We're looking for solution, a way
Exactly.
out.
Exactly.
You understand? You see, if you are not careful in the process of looking for solution, you might get more problems. You know, that's just it. Nigerians are frustrated. Do you know the level of poverty in that country? Okay, what is the minimum wage in that country? 30,000 naira. How much is a bag of rice? Yeah,
If we
look,
want to
people
be
are
sincere
suffering.
with ourselves,
ASU has been
if
on
we want to be
strike now for how
sincere,
many months?
if you look at the percentage of those who are supporting P2B, it is for regional zoning sake. It's our
yeah.
turn.
And that is wrong.
Thank you for
They will
Is
miss
saying
it.
another
so.
Emilokon.
That's
It
it.
is Emilokon in
Yes,
another
our
That is
local.
it.
language. Our
That is it.
local. But if you now
Yeah.
engage them further in their our local belief or attitude, you start seeing the failings. And I'll point a few. I
Yes.
won't point all of them out. I'll point a few of them out. Now, number one, you guys are making it look like a regional contest. For instance, if you want me to support Peter Obi and the card you're playing or what you are bringing out is, should you guys not support us? It's our turn. I start perceiving, if it's about turn, why should everybody not just support their region? If it's about it's from our region, why not let everybody just kukuma support
Mm.
their own region? That's way they didn't know that they're already demarketing Obi. Then number two, if all of you claim that we are tired of the old order and you are hailing Obi for going to consult with IBB and Obasanjo and co, and you are trying to make it gloss it, you are trying to, all of these things are red flags.
Frame it. Mm.
They are red flags, and they do not know that they are demarketing the guy already. But if you point it out to them, they will attack. They will think you are 18. So that's why I said it's sensitive. I don't really want to enter all this stuff. I just want to leave them, because what they do not know again is that the original funders of that party they are renting to use will go to court. And if they go to court, the judgment may be even towards election. And if the judgment is towards election and court gives verdict that Obi is not substantive candidate or does not even have a right against the legacy members of the party to be imposed on them, what do you think would be the outcome? If you were interested in an election, why have you people not, with all your money, built a party ever since? How is Obi different from the regular politicians who just surface every 4 years? So if you are claiming you are tired of the old people and they are still the one you are still going to as avant-garde, then you are just making contradictory statements. And when you point all of these things out to them, they say face your candidates, but they are not facing their own. They want to attack Tinubu and Atiku alone. They don't want their own candidates scrutinized, and that is not even. It's evolving every day. Do you know the latest I figured today? The latest I figured today is when I said, at the end of the day, you guys are still supporting Atiku because Atiku has gone to rest ever since Peter Obi declared and is gaining the waves. He's no longer working because he's happy that they are doing the work for him already. Labour Party is an appendage, is an extension of PDP. And
Correct.
when I now ask them, don't you guys think you are indirectly working for Atiku? They said, is Atiku not better than Tinubu? Then you now see that it is not really that they're angry. It's not really that they want anything to change. It's just that they want a zoning of the corruption. They know that Nigeria, they know that the government is corrupt. They know that the problem of Nigeria government is corruption. They are not necessarily looking that the corruption should stop. They are not necessarily looking that the corruption should be over or end. They're only looking that at least zone the corruption to our region too. Let us also enjoy it. So they see if any of these people tell you that they are tired of anything, they are lying. They just want it zoned to them too. They want the corruption zoned to them. That's what they want. That's why they don't care whether their savior is in bed with Atiku, is in bed with the Obasanjos and all that. Just anyhow you can get it, just go and bring it, zone it to us too. Any get is a get.
Sure.
So
For me,
yes, Santos.
me, someone like Kingsley Moghalu said presents a better alternative than Peter Obi because Moghalu has, in some ways substituted himself from anything that has to do with the old order or the status quo. Because you cannot tell me that Peter Obi is coming to, to save Nigeria while he is roaming around with those who have destroyed us and put us in this very, situation.
Excuse me, sir, don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. Who destroyed Nigeria? Who are the people that destroyed Nigeria?
The people who destroyed Nigeria are those who have been in power since independence and even before independence.
You think those people came in with the intent to destroy in the first place? Who brought Moghalu to government? When Moghalu was the deputy governor of Central Bank, who was the president of Nigeria then?
Look, if Moghalu
try to understand
was
now. Deputy governor of Central Bank. These are political appointments. Who was the head of state? Then who was the president?
In the time of Moghalu, when Moghalu was the deputy governor, right?
I know what you're trying to say.
No, that statement is wrong. Saying people that destroyed Nigeria.
What statement?
The people that destroyed Nigeria as a country.
Is Nigeria okay the way it is now? Do you like Nigeria the way it is?
Brother, no.
It is not, certainly.
No. Nobody will like it. My brother, listen to me. When the foundation is wrong, don't expect any magic. Absolutely. When the foundation is wrong. The military gave us a document they call Constitution, and that Constitution is full of lies. He said, we the people.
Okay.
You understand? We the people. That's the beginning of the lie. They never consulted my father or your father or your grandfather to say, this is how we want to run the system. We are running, it's supposed to be a federal system, but they are operating a unitary system. I don't care who's the president. We don't care. Let's not care who becomes the president. Who is the chairman of your local government?
Absolutely.
If that is the case that the constitution is a problem of Nigeria, can you tell me which of the candidates, right, has a plan, to change the constitution to give
At least I
Nigeria a
know
new
that Sharia has
document?
such plan.
My brother, okay, this is the truth. How can a president change the constitution when when the country is tilted towards one side? When you take that kind of constitution, you say constitutional amendment, take it back to the assembly, and they made you to understand that we have 4 senators or 5 senators in Kano, while Lagos has lesser numbers. You understand what I'm saying now? This same group of people will vote against it because the constitution has empowered them. You understand what I'm saying now? See, we need
That is
drastic
where the
change.
power of the people comes in, my brother. That is where the power comes
Listen,
in.
Santos,
in a democratic setting, excuse me, hold on, let me make one point. Please, I'm sorry. One point. In a democratic setting, where is the power of the people? It's in the assembly now.
Yes.
It's in the assembly, unless you want revolution now. The power of the people is in the assembly.
But do you know that usually that even the assembly follows the body language of the president? That's why we have
That's what
rubber
I'm
stamp
saying.
everywhere.
So it's gonna remain the same. They can't do nothing unless the people decide to take the bull by the horn.
But
Look at the
Mr.
Arab Spring. Look at what happened in the Arab Spring. The people took the bull by the horn and said, okay, if it's dead, let's just die. If it's to survive, let's survive. I was in
And that is where
Cairo.
Nigeria is, my brother. We don't just want to believe it.
I was in Cairo when they say Mubarak must go. It started with the students started it. They say Mubarak must go. We will not leave Tahrir Square until Mubarak leaves. And these people were there until the world saw it and said, man, let's look at it. And in a system whereby the president is the commander in chief of armed forces, that's a problem. That's
Sri Lanka.
We have 3 systems of government, but the president the executive is carrying the rest of them like, no, now come on. We have to look at the system again. Want to run federal system? Let's run federal. Want to run military?
But the only person that can still change it is if we have the right. See, let me just say this: it's not the first time we are having constitutional review conferences in this country. In fact, there have been so many people's draft constitutions. At least I remember attending Wole Soyinka Citizens Forum, some documents brought by Pa Anthony Nahuru and the entire Citizens Forum. They brought documents, draft people's constitution. They have been clamoring for sovereign national conference since I was growing up. But Jonathan came, still spent billions organizing another confab. What is the outcome? So it just shows that the government that we have always had is not sincere about effecting all of these things. But these things are there. The drafts are there. Recommendations from confab are there, but nobody wants to implement them because of whether selfish interests or whatever other interests are there. There are so many vested interests. So we still need a leadership that is bold enough.
Even with this useless constitution we have,
even as useless as Nigeria constitution
there
is,
are some laws in there, right, that are not being implemented. That is why we are in this very precarious state.
Exactly.
I agree. If number one is wrong,
the will power is lacking. The political will is what is lacking in Nigeria most.
I'm sure that Ayo joined us because there's also a contribution he wants to make. Mr. or Mrs. I will not know. Ayo, are you there?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay, please let's have you. I'm sure you have something to chip in.
Yeah, so I'm a male. I'm a man.
Male. Okay, that's your voice sounds yeah. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. No worries. Okay. I joined the conversation at midpoint, so I wasn't really sure where the conversation was heading towards.
We're talking about yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just gonna mention the fact that I don't think Nigerians are ready for change. And when I mean Nigerians,
the absolute truth.
I'm talking about the youth. So I read what you post. I follow you, all the way. And then when you bring out those facts, I see the way the people attack you. So the people who who want to enforce a change, but they are not following an ideology. You just feel like this is the guy who can do it. What does the guy think about restructuring? What does it think about constitutional amendment?
What does
Somebody
he even
just
think
comes
about
out.
you?
Somebody just comes out to give you a vague sentence. We are going to do from consumption to production, something vague, nothing measurable. And then people will start coming and say this is the savior. When somebody posts something against this fellow, then all hell will be let loose. So I don't think Nigerian youths are ready for this change. And this same guy now cannot do wrong in their eyes.
Absolutely.
Cannot do any wrong because he's been dining with this old set of people, which of course, I think I would I would object what Mr. Abdul said. These are the people who have run Nigeria down. They were at the helm of affairs all this while. Where are we? Where's electricity? So this guy is dining with these people, and unfortunately, they are going to infiltrate his government, even if he wins. You see a lot of the campaign.
I'm even going to ask a question. Like I asked somebody on Facebook today. I asked somebody, Punch newspaper posted the pictures of Peter Obi and Obasanjo and co. And a lot of people were, as usual, Nigerian youths, the moment they are into you, if you shit on them, they'll still
Absolutely,
praise you.
that's
You shit,
that's
that your
what we're
shit.
experiencing now.
So when they started praising, and I went into the comment and I asked one person, I said, why do you think Jonathan was running away from Obasanjo that led to all those cryptic letters from Obasanjo then? You all bashed Obasanjo as 1 year old man that Nigeria should completely have nothing to do with these people anymore. The same reason. Now, the same Obasanjo that chased Jonathan out of power, the moment Peter Obi is with him in picture, elder statesman, they are looking for, they have seen the light in Peter Obi to right the wrong,
hypocrisy.
And when you look at all these things, you just shake your head and say,
it's pathetic.
When will Nigerians
it's really pathetic that that's the way Nigerian youth think. Like I mentioned when I was speaking earlier, that once they want to go with you, you can't do wrong in their eyes. They will always look for an excuse for whatever actions. Okay, he sits down with the devil. Well, the devil has an idea for him. He gets an advice from a madman. Yes, you never can tell. Madmen could have wisdom.
They will now remember Bible passages of God can use the foolishness to confound the wise.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just end on this note. I mean, this my own contribution. Now, you see, the way these guys came out, the people were for Biafra, Kanu is our savior. That same bandwagon, that one went. Yoruba Nation, or whether Yoruba Nation, I'll call it. That one too. We want Yoruba Nation.
I'll not take that one from his nation.
We want Yoruba Nation. No ideology, nothing. These guys these people clamoring for okay, give us no ideology. We ask them, why do you want Yoruba Nation? This, that. Hausa people is this. No ideology. And it's the same way now. You see, that has been quiet now. That has been silent. There's no agitation for Biafra again, at least for now.
Until after election.
Mr. Shegun.
Yes, please.
I think there's nothing bad about people agitating, right?
Of course.
It's like the union of the country is like a marriage. If you're no longer comfortable in the marriage, you can ask for divorce or separation.
Yes.
Nigeria, the diversity is a blessing or a curse. Depends on who is managing diversity. Absolutely. Look at China, look at Pakistan, and look at the United States. We have different ethnic groups, different tribes, but they've been managed properly. There's what they call equity, justice, and fair play.
Yeah.
And the Igbos truly treated fairly in the scheme of work in Nigeria. When I was in high school, in Abuja. You know how many young boys, Igbo boys, were in school with me that changed because they want to join NDA. They have to change their name to Hausa name before they can get admission. You know how many? Most of those guys you see, Beer Mohammed Musa, go scrutinize them properly. You'll find some of them are teenage
They are Nathaniel Bassi somewhere. Nathaniel Jonathan.
So we have to see. You see, sometimes when you beat a child, you allow the child to cry. You know. Maybe the child is wailing or shouting, screaming. You don't look at that anymore. Are they fairly treated in that system called Nigeria, in that union called Nigeria? No.
Absolutely not.
Okay, look, we have one military academy in Nigeria, and that military academy is in the northern part of Nigeria. 65% of people that graduated from there, they must speak Hausa. They have to speak Hausa. There's no Nigerian Hausa man, there's no Nigerian soldier that doesn't understand Hausa briefly. You understand me now? It's part of the colonialism. It's part of the one-sided system. Look at the military beret of the Nigerian army. You see it's written in Ajman. It's not Arabic, it's the Ajman, means it's the ancient Hausa writing. Nigeria belongs to all of us. After Shagari that used Alex Ekweme as his running mate, since that time up to now, and has an Igbo man ever attained that level in the scheme of things in Nigeria? No. Until we understand and live as a nation, it's still a country. Your people are still running after their own tribe, Emilokon, our Lokon. The Yoruba, whatever they were right, because if you see the way the system is working, look at the port in Lagos. What is the level of development in Lagos? What is the level of development in Lagos? Nothing. No. Lagos is a big slum. It's a big slum. With the port in Lagos, with Tinkan Port, Apapa Port, and the airport also in one state, that state is supposed to be like paradise. It's supposed to be like paradise. Look at the south. Go and see the level. Even my brother, go to the north and see the level of development. There's no development in the north also. The north is worse than the south. Oh. Most of these men you are talking about, the northerners you're talking about, they're ruling for themselves. They're not ruling for the people. In Kano, if you are eating in a buka in Kano, you must hold your food and hold your plate. If not, the Almajiris will snatch your plate from your hand and run away. Do you know how many children are out of school? I'm not educated. You want to tell me about my future? I don't even have a future because I'm not educated. You have to give me what I will eat now. If we are properly educated, I saw one video when I think 2019 or so, Showore went to campaign in Ajibule. The area boys then stopped him and said, Fuwalugo. Imagine the guy that is planning to liberate you guys. They hired his car until they gave them money before they allowed him to go. So you're working at the cross purpose now. These guys are supposed to be the one following you about now. You're working at the cross purpose.
Yeah, okay, continue, please. I thought you were done.
So no, that's how I see it. That's how I see. I think the situation with the country, Nigeria, we just have to have a lot of empathy towards each other.
I absolutely agree with you. Because if you look at the way Nigeria is now, in terms of the political class, the northerners are more favored, and I would say Igbos are really, really marginalized, right?
Because the northerners, they know how to play politics better than you guys.
Absolutely. But then, the issue I see with people wanting to go their own way, Igbos wanting to go, Yorubas wanting to go their own way, is that who are the people who are going to rule them when, you create a Yoruba nation now, or you create a Biafra? Who are the rulers? Is it not the same set of guys?
The same bunch of criminals.
So nothing is going to change. So what we need is to get the right people to handle Nigeria. Because if Biafra goes, it's the same set of PDP guys and APC guys. If Yoruba Nation goes, it's the same set of PDP and APC guys. So it's not about that separation that is going to heal the land. We're still going to be wailing and crying if the same crop of politicians are at the helm of affairs. So what needs to happen is that Nigeria needs to get it right. And unfortunately, this set of APC, PDP, anybody who is going to change Nigeria, they won't let him get there.
That is why we should do away with the status quo.
Absolutely, we have to.
Sorry, I want to
want to make a contribution.
It should be
Okay,
like a total
let's have
not
Idris. He's been hanging
somebody
on
who
there.
is not somebody who is still affiliated with the PDPs and the APCs and one leg in, one leg out. It should be a total sweep as far as I'm concerned.
Yes,
Yes,
Idris, please.
I
Let's have
think
you.
everybody is right. I think my take is this. I think the major problem is that Nigeria has deviated from the agreement of the founding fathers. You see, the time Nigeria ever worked, based on history, I think it's from 1960 to 1963, thereabout, until the military came. And you will see that the agreement was that the country is going to be run regionally, whereby every region can function on their own. Because it's like you are bringing these three people who have different way of life. I'm sorry to say, Nigeria might never change if we don't go back to that agreement.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
You understand? Whether you like it or not, one part is going to continue to dominate the other side. Let's face it. I was in NYSC in 2010. Then I realized something. Then I told myself something is wrong with this country. And that is why I stopped seeing Nigeria as one nation. We keep shouting, one Nigeria, one nation. I'm sorry to say, we are not one nation. Let's face the facts.
That's why they have to keep shouting it.
You understand?
Yeah,
Because it's not
I'm
one.
in Malaysia now. I'm sorry to say, I'm in Malaysia now. I'm in Malaysia now. One part always like to dominate everybody here. You understand? When we, if you school in Malaysia, of course, we usually have Nigeria Student Association. You will see this part. They still, what they practice in Nigeria, they still want to practice it outside Nigeria. And everybody is saying no. There are schools here where they have abandoned that association. Because the same procedure, whatever they practice in Nigeria, they still want to come and practice it here. They believe, they are born to rule. So who is born to be slave? That's the question we keep asking ourselves. So the only way is let's go back to regional system. It's okay. Whoever wants to take the federal, whatever, let them take. But let region have the power to function on their own so that the Igbos can function on their own, the Yoruba can function on their own, then the Hausas can function on their own. So until we go back, whatever constitution this military, whatever brought to us, it's not working. It's not going to work. Whether Sowore, whether Peter Obi, whether Tinubu, whoever comes, it's not going to work. Dele Momodu say something. They are owners of Nigeria.
Yes.
You see why Peter Obi going to meet these people? These are the owners of Nigeria. Whether you like it or not, you want to be president. And that is why they will never allow people like Sowore to come, because they know he will talk truth to power. No, that is the fact. Let's face the fact. Sowore, I'm sorry to say, he might never get it. I like him. I like everything. I keep telling people, if we have this kind of man there, of course he will talk to you. But they will never allow him. The owners of Nigeria, those who hold the key to power, they will never give it to him. And that is why Peter Obi is going to meet them. And I'm sorry to say, after Peter Obi did not get it in 2023, you will see another agitation will continue. Because now you are shouting before Biafra, Yoruba nation. Now it's like they are giving you a sweet as a baby. Take the sweet and you are licking now. You are forgetting everything you are shouting before.
And stop crying.
It's a game.
May I come in here, please? Right?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. You see, the issue of my growth with Sowore is just this. I look at Sowore like this guy, Nnamdi Kanu. You understand? I put them in the same bracket. Sowore, see, you can't be, okay, we say the Nigerian police is corrupt, and if I become president, I'll do something. Are you going to erase everybody and bring new ones? No, it's still those same people you're going to try to rehabilitate or do something. In the situation of Sowore, where he's the only person that is right, every other person is wrong, it gives the average Nigerian man a one-sided mentality. You understand? The average Nigerian man, where I'm from my own constituency, we look at him and say, man, this guy knows too much. You understand? And anybody that feels that he's solvent, it's only me, I know everything. It doesn't really work like that. Look at Nnamdi Kanu. Don't you think that if Nnamdi Kanu has created or formed a political party with that ideology, with that followership that he has, he he will win a lot of states in the southeast, and he'll become a real figure, a prominent figure to reckon with. The issue with Sowore, see, governance, it's easier said than done. Nigeria
That's why I
is
say
not just
let's
that kind
go
of
back to
regular
region
country.
so that everyone will have their own leaders that we can follow.
If you take Obama to Nigeria, the way Nigeria is structured now, Obama will fail. Obama will fail.
Obama won't even win the election.
Thank you. This is a country that you have oil in the south, you have refinery in the north. You understand? You generate power in one state, you meter the power in another state. How will Sowore change this kind of situation? How will it change? Have you been to the National Assembly? Go and see how they debate even.
Exactly.
If an Igbo man has an idea, he has to go lobby those guys in the north to support that idea, for that idea to come to fruition.
Exactly.
So how can you do it? So you have to be able to, that's what I say, capture. We have to capture these things before. So the only way to restructure or to better Nigeria is for us to infiltrate those big parties. Those parties, they have structures. Those parties were formed by those retired generals.
You
You'll be lost inside it too.
You cannot.
You'll be lost inside
those
that
parties
party.
have been built and they are going to be like that forever.
You cannot
change anything.
You'll be lost inside that party. If you enter, you'll just be lost.
The existing parties, right, are structured in a way
is right there.
that
let's change that constitution.
You are. However good you are, when you go into those systems in place that will keep you abreast, that will keep you restricted, you will never be able to, you will automatically become like them. Because you are going to sign deals, bro.
I hope
let me just quickly cite.
I hope you will get it there, you will see.
No, let us even start with Peter Obi's experience. Peter Obi wanted to go and change it from within. He ran away from PDP because he could not pay delegates. But although the question is, what did they pay Labour Party when they made him candidate in less than a week that he joined? That's another question for another day anyways. But let me also take the instance of Pastor Tunde Bakari. He used to believe we have to go in. When you get in, the Bible says when the righteous is in power, the people rejoice. You have to go in and all that. Pastor Bakari got in. He paid 100 million naira just to go and make speech at Eagle Square. And he did not even get a single vote. A single delegate. Even Holy Spirit did
someone make pay 100 million to go and praise Buhari?
Exactly. What's the name of that one? He's from the southeast, and so many of them. So if you say you want to go and change it from within, they will start. It's just like when they tipped the young people with their not too young to run aspiration bill, they passed it into law. Okay, not too young to run. We have lowered the age of requirements, but it then increased the price. You are not too young to run. We are coming, but you are too poor. So evil obtain for. So maybe the next bill we want to champion is not too poor to run. Reduce APC fee.
But the truth remains,
nomination form.
See the 100 million naira form, the acceptance or whatever. What do you call the form? What kind of form is that 100 million naira? What is the salary of the president for 4 years?
Exactly, that is just less than 60 million for the entire 4 years.
How do you expect me to pay? Expect me to go and apply for a job? I pay 100 million to get a job that I will know about. Come on now, it's common sense.
Exactly. Now. So it's deliberate. So it's just the direct response to those who are saying they have the structure. Let's go and take it. No. They will start the fund that you will even pay just to buy nomination form. In fact, it happened to Patu Tomi. Patu Tomi wanted to be governor, I think, in the other states or somewhere. And then he picked the nomination form for such several millions. I think it was 25 million or so that is spent just to run for. Yeah. So but on the day of primary, on APC platform, on the day of primary, they changed the venue. He did not even know the venue. They had before he even got information about
The
the new
same thing
venue. They are
happened to
concluding the
Mogalu. The
primary.
same thing happened to Mogalu in this
Before you know the venue, they have
primary
changed
election.
it.
The
So the
same
way
thing
they
happened to
designed the
Prof.
structure,
Prof. Magalu.
exactly. Even Mogalu, as intelligent
Huh?
as you thought. So when we
Yes, the
say
same
all
thing
those
happened to
people,
him.
so when
My
you say you
brother,
want to
it's a
go
money
in,
bag, it's a money bag politics, whether we like it or not. Look at what happened in
so don't
Osun
go
State. I
in,
was telling a friend
Mr. Abdul.
yesterday.
Don't go in.
I said, I was telling a friend yesterday, I said, I don't know. Sometimes I think Nigerians also, we don't know what we want. I'm sorry to say. I'm just sorry to say.
No, that's
Of
not.
course,
It's
people
not
are
even
doing.
an insult. It's a statement of
My
You
fact.
brother,
understand?
speak your truth.
You understand?
Have to
Because
It's
you
not an
see those
insult.
youth jubilating yesterday. So I just imagine, what are they jubilating for? I don't know. This is their future.
That the, that the
I
incumbent
don't
lost.
know.
That's
They're
all.
jubilating
Is that
happy.
enough?
Imole. What Imole exactly? What are this man brought to you? What is Imole? Darkness. You know? And they're all happy as if they have won lottery. So sometimes, I don't know. It's like the Nigerians also, it's like they have suffered to an extent that they just like to continue to suffer. I don't know.
Anything. Anything
You know,
good
that
will they
suffering
provide.
has become enjoyment to them now. So whatever you bring is fine.
2015, during the campaign, I was fortunate to be in Nigeria, and I heard the campaign slogan when there was a time Jonathan said, "Stealing is not corruption," and I think my people took that to the market, to the street, said stealing is supposed to be corruption. But at the end of the day, now we can see that stealing is not corruption. Corruption is the mother of stealing.
Look at Jonathan. Look at Jonathan. Jonathan said they are cabal. Daily Mama said they are owners of Nigeria. These people will never allow Nigeria to work. No matter, go and bring Jesus Christ. Go and wait for Jesus Christ. Go and bring him.
You see, Dele Momodu was bold. Dele Momodu is a bold man. He was bold enough to tell you that there are people that own the country.
They are owners. It's true. He's not lying. They are owners of Nigeria.
Everywhere in the world, there are men that owns the system. Because, see, the first day I got to America, somebody told me, he said, look, there are two functions in this country. There's a system, and there are people that create the system. You want to work for the system, or you want to be part of people that create the system. You have to choose.
Our own system is faulty. The system is faulty by virtue of the constitution imposed on us by this military. So until we first erase that constitution, go back to the one that we agreed in 1963. If we cannot create a new one, let's go back to that one we have that was used to create Nigeria. Then I think we can have conversation. All this, whether you bring Itaobi, whether you bring whether you bring anybody, nothing is going to change. First, we need, because it's like a house is faulty. The foundation is faulty. There's nothing you can do to fix it.
I have traveled from the north to the south, from the south to the west, and to the eastern part of Nigeria. I think I have brothers and sisters that are related. I'm related to every part of Nigeria. I have Igbo sisters. I'm from the north. I have Yoruba brothers. My wife is a Yoruba woman. But I tell you, Nigeria is not balanced. Let's be truthful. Let's be factual. The population issue is a problem. The north has more population than the south. How is that possible? We have to go back there and look at it very well.
Okay.
Do you know somebody described? Yeah, exactly. Somebody described Nigeria as a house whose foundation is faulty, broken, and the house needs you to just. The house needs you to just break it down completely and start rebuilding from foundation. Exactly. But then you want to bring Peter Obi, because if you listen to Peter Obi's statement, this is what he wants to do. Sounds like
my brother, don't talk about Peter Obi. It's controversial.
No.
I don't think the issue is not about Peter Obi. The issue is not about Peter Obi.
No,
the issue is that we need to go back to the drawing board.
Exactly, it's the same thing we are saying. This is exactly why we are asking the questions we are asking. We are asking, please.
Peter Obi for where? Peter Obi.
No, sorry. This is the reason we ask. The question we're asking is, all the candidates, do you want to change the constitution, or do you want to maintain it? Do you want to restructure the country, or do you want to allow for referendum and all those rights entrenched? Those are the questions we are asking, but each time we are asking it, it looks like you are attacking the candidate. Now, this is the analogy I'm trying to paint. The house needs to be destroyed. Apparently, the house is faulty from foundation.
Yeah.
And you can't fix it except pulling it down and rebuilding from foundation. But if you listen to, when you ask them about constitution, the foundation is when you ask these candidates about the foundation, they're sounding like, no, let's just put POP in a house that you want to see add POP. You want to paint it and put POP in a house that needs to be put down and rebuilt from foundation. Yeah. So you want to put POP in a house that's supposed to be put down and rebuilt. If the house eventually collapses after you put POP and you paint it and you put wallpaper, what is the use of all these decorations at the end of the day?
We have to go back to the statement. We have to go back to the statement that said people that own Nigeria. A lot of people want status quo to remain the same because from generation to generation, they have stake in Nigeria. They have what goes with their family from generation to generation. You understand what I'm saying now? If you pull that building down, that is to say we are all going to start afresh from the beginning again, right? So that quarter that used to come to him from the oil money, imagine a man in Kano getting stipends from the oil money.
They not started. They said the oil in data belong to Sokoto. Please, I want you to establish that statement. No. They have established it.
I do not.
It's not stipend. So. No. That's what they said. They said the oil in data belongs to Sokoto.
The richest. Let me give you an example. The richest state in the United States is California. Okay, California is almost richer than Africa as a whole. All right. The governor of California controls the police in California. In fact, we have state police and we have county police. The county police is controlled by the governor, and we have city police that is controlled by the mayor. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever comes out of a state should be managed by that state. Whatever comes out of a county should be managed by. Imagine if you've been here before. My state is called Illinois. Chicago Airport, O'Hare Airport, is one of the biggest airports in the United States. It's being controlled by the city of Chicago. Imagine Ikeja Airport is being controlled. Murtala Mohammed Airport is being controlled by Ikeja, that area, that local government there. Just imagine. How do you think that area will look like if the resources are being managed properly? Do you know that you can catch somebody in that airport? A custom officer can arrest a smuggler at the airport. Somebody will call from Abuja and they will release that guy.
Yeah.
During the election between Trump and Biden, do you know that Trump called the Attorney General of Georgia, asking him that how can I get a certain number of votes? The guy said to him, Mr. President, it's very wrong for you to call me. Where do you want me to get it from? Imagine a president calling, the most powerful president in the world, calling an Attorney General of a state. Because there's separation of power here. There's separation of power. We have to understand that. We must put separation of power. The three arms of government are separate. If we can understand the constitution,
that is why we talk about the system. The system does not allow for what you are saying, my brother.
The system is bad. There's no system even.
There was somebody saying we are blaming military. We have to blame military because they are the one allocated the system for one office alone. So
it's not even a question of blaming the military. It's a question of saying what they give us deserves to be changed. That's all.
It has to be changed. We are not blaming the military.
Just an identification.
They are the one who brought the system for us. It's not working. It's not working anywhere. Any functioning country you go in the world, you will see that they have this, whatever you call it, federal system or regional system. That is what is working. Whereby one harms, most of us, we cannot hold our local government chairman to account because we don't even see them as any entity that can do anything, for us. Because we all look up to mostly governor and president. That's what we look up to. And sometimes even we blame the governors. The governors, they have limit to what they can do based on this unitary system we are practicing. There's most things that will bring developmental projects to a state. They will tell you it's in exclusive list. You cannot touch it.
Not a serious.
They're suffering the same thing in Osun State.
Yeah, a lot of things that will have brought developmental projects where it will have affected a lot of employment issue, security issue, a lot of issue, power issue. They will tell you exclusive list. How can I build a power in my state? You tell me I will contribute it to national grid. These are questions. These are things that should be unbundled. But nobody wants to touch it.
Just imagine you bring somebody from Kano, you make him a DPO in Elisha.
Commissioner, So these are things that we need to go back to the drawing board and sit down and fix. All these things, if you cannot change it, then Nigeria will not change. 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, we still continue like this. We'll be agitating.
There's an issue we were facing in Ogun State.
We have only had powerful men and women. That is why Nigeria is doing things. And
my brother, we are all just talking election. We come go and get your PVC. Last time we were saying go and burn your PVC. Now we are talking about go and get your PVC. So I don't know. It's not going to change.
After the election, we have problem most with Nigeria. After the election, right? After the election, whoever comes into power, what are the Nigerians doing to hold that person accountable? Accountability is what
did you vote him?
Accountability is what can checkmate these guys, Even if they would have done any wrong, at least there will be a limit to what they can do when you hold them accountable.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How do you want to hold someone who has spent 19 billion naira to become a president? How do you want to hold that person to be accountable? You are not the one who put him in that office. You are not the one who put him in that office. So how do we hold him accountable? He came to that office by virtue of his money, by virtues of his investment. So of course, when he gets there, he wants to serve his paymasters.
Yeah, even
so
though
you cannot hold him accountable.
When they see the reaction,
I'm sorry, guys.
Electoral, right?
I don't know. Mr. Ayo, do you still have anything to say? I just want to drop a few because I have so many people in the queue. And I have to drop a few to be able to bring in new people who are joining the queue to also chip in their contribution. Just hang around. I'm not going to say you can't come in again. You can always still use the link to come back in, but I just have to drop like take two. Well, I know Mr. Abdul has really contributed a lot. Mr. AY, okay, thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. AY. I mean, I really enjoy your input. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abdul. I mean, we'll definitely continue to have these conversations subsequently.
Sure.
Let me add Buki. I just added Buki. Let me add Chicago. And there's B. B will also still have to hold on. Okay, so you're welcome, Chicago.
Hello, Mr. Shegun.
Are you the person in that Bobo Chicago report?
No, I'm Chicago from Canada. I just wanted to talk about what is going on in Nigeria. I just want to know about a show where I'm the biggest of the fans in Canada here. I just wanted to know his mission. Is he going to join the OB or not?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, Shore has already said he's not going to join. He's not going to join Peter Obi, and he gave his reasons that Peter Obi is still part of the
PDP, right?
Of the old bloc. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and then
he said since 2019 they have all been clamoring about let us go and see Obasanjo, let's go and see IBB, and he has always said no, that's not the way to go. if we truly want to set a new order differently from all these people, we can't be under their influence and control. So since 2019, he
Okay.
has been rejecting all of these things, and since they came back now and they're still about the same thing, it feels like there's no way they can work because they don't have anything in common. That is his own explanation so far, and he didn't say it in any small circle or to himself. He said it in public.
Okay. And then is it possible for him to join Kwakwaso?
Kwankwaso is already working for Tinubu from what we heard.
Oh. So how, because I didn't see, sometime I used to see in YouTube or Facebook, but now it's hardly to find him online to talk, I just want him because anytime I listen to him, I'm so happy, but I
Yeah,
didn't see
sorry.
him online again to talk the way he talked before. I just want him
Yeah.
to pump up, to speak up to the people. Is it possible for you to tell him that to come, maybe he should come back
Yeah,
online to talk a lot?
I
let
think
me
I think the couch has returned, Mr. Chicago. I think the couch has returned, and also, Mr. Showore
uh,
is having these online meetings on Facebook. I think every Saturday now. So maybe you
I'm not
can,
why.
try to find out.
Is there any way I
Okay.
can contribute?
And then second thing, I see those obedient. They are like they are like a personal. They have their own personal things. Like they want Obi as a Igbo. They want Atiku as a Hausa. They also want Tinubu as a Yoruba. They now just wanted to let the Shure know that they are not there for him. That's my own view. The way they are
My,
doing the
my
politics
brother,
now.
my
Hello.
things is different.
Well, let me
What I'm
quickly,
gonna say,
Bay, just one.
okay,
Bay, just 1 minute. Let me quickly just respond to Chicago because
okay,
he had two questions.
okay.
We answered one. The second one, let me just quickly. You see, we understand what the movement is like. This movement is just like PDP fighting back, and
Okay.
it's emerged. Yeah, it's already started emerging. You know, we studied already to find that the Labour Party is working as an extension to the P, and most
Okay.
of them are
God
still
bless you.
most of them are still angry that Showore played a major role in the ouster of Jonathan from power, because Jonathan Showore
Oh,
exposed a lot of corruption on that. So most of them are still angry, and most of them are from the south and southeast. They are still angry with Showore. So even
okay.
if
That's
they are in
why.
jail, even if they are in jail and Showore is the one getting them out, they will still not want to read, just because Showore's only sin is that he exposed corruption, massive corruption under Jonathan, and APC took advantage of that to sponsor Buhari to come into power. So they are still angry with Showore. So there's
But
nothing Showore would do.
Tinubu have
There's nothing
said
Showore would.
that is the one brought Buhari
They don't
in.
mind it. It's hypocrisy. Let me
They should
explain what I saw
understand
one
that it's
day.
not Shure brought Buhari in. Tinubu have already said it in
They know.
public. They should
They
Brother,
understand.
know.
They should use their common
Do you know?
sense.
my
Let me
brother,
even tell you something. Let me even tell you that they know, and not only do they know, they have also even said it many times already, that even if they are locked between two options, they will prefer to go and choose Atiku. And Atiku is
Okay.
one of those who brought Buhari. Clearly, the videos are everywhere. So you know that what they have against Showore is not that he even did anything to bring Buhari.
I
That he
don't know
even played a major
if
role
I,
in exposing
okay,
corruption under Jonathan. They are angry. Do you understand it now?
Okay.
my
Thank you,
brother,
Mr. Shegun. I really
because see,
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
Bye for
okay,
Welcome.
now.
thanks for,
Yeah, man.
yeah, what I know, okay, I'm now
Bay, go ahead, please.
left. Okay, thank you. See, what people do is, maybe, know, good in good afternoon, wherever you are, in the whole. Well, observation to Nigeria as a whole. I know
Your line is
what
breaking, please.
to Shegun.
Yeah, your
My
network is breaking.
line
I
is
don't know what's happening.
my
Yes.
my network is. I'm in America, so my network is full. I don't know what's going on, but my network. Can you hear
It's breaking actually.
me? I
It's
can hear you
actually
guys
breaking.
loud and clear.
Yeah, but your own is breaking. Your talk is breaking. Maybe you want to
uh,
cut and
Maybe
reattempt
you
coming
can leave and
again. Yeah.
rejoin.
Yes, just leave and join again.
leave and rejoin.
Yeah, let's try that. Perhaps it will work. Yeah. Okay, so that is just to answer.
Yes, I just want to comment on what the last caller, what he said about Shore going
Back.
offline. Okay, Mr. Bay is back.
Mr.
Yeah, I'm
Bay,
back.
let's check now whether
Am I good now?
okay, can you try something? Do you have other applications open on your phone that are using data or that are running on the background? Close other applications on the back, just close every other application on the background and let it be only this one.
Okay,
Close
let
this
me
one as well
see.
and relaunch the app, the
Let
browser,
me.
yeah.
Okay. Please. Okay. And this.
That shit is breaking, man.
Okay, like
So
I was
please go
saying, I
ahead.
want to comment. I want
I'm
to
not
comment
audible.
on what.
Like,
Okay.
I'm not
No,
audible.
Mr. Idris, continue.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Yes, I wanted to
audible
comment
now.
on what Chicago said about Shore. I think sometimes I see him like the only man fighting, with the people. There are people fighting for the people, and there are people who are fighting with the people. Shore is one leader I've seen fighting with the people. Okay, like during the NSAS, is the only front runner that we can see fighting with the people, staying everywhere, making sure, even though people are saying this and that, he was still there. I really encourage. Sometimes I don't know where he's getting his inspiration from.
Energy from, yeah.
Yes, his energy from. I think the problem is this election season. I think maybe he was expecting so much. Of course, he has fought for the people with the people, and he's expecting that that's kind of payback time. This is the time people should be talking about him. But suddenly, from nowhere, I don't know, from nowhere, Peter Obi. I don't want to talk about this, but I think that was what happened. From nowhere, suddenly people start talking about Peter Obi, obedient, and all that. So
No, this is it. Shore was not Shore
okay.
never even had anything to do with whether you mentioned Peter Obi or anything. Let me tell you the
Because I
timeline
think
as I
most of his
understand it.
fans last time
They were
just
always going
suddenly
no, they were always
jumped ship to
they
Peter
were
Obi.
no, at all. It's not that they even jumped was the issue. Shore always told everybody you are free to go and vote. Shore is not desperate to win. Shore is contesting for a purpose. The purpose Shore is contesting is revolution. It's contesting that all these things we are discussing must change. Light,
Yes.
road, employment. That is the reason he's contesting. Anything or anybody that you bring that does not represent that same socialist view, Shore will never have anything to do with that person. So they started disturbing Shore. They started they started putting Peter Obi's campaign posters in his comment section, even when he's in court fighting for
Yes.
justice. And they are always derailing his topic. They are always derailing and just saying, leave what you are doing, go and join Obi. And Shore understands that they were
But
sponsored.
this Obi thing came this year, not this Obi thing was
I
not
know.
long
Of course,
time ago. It's just of recent.
Of course, Shore is still in fact, Shore was in court with Commissioner of Police. There's a
Yeah.
Commissioner of Police versus Shore in Abuja over this man's case, this Nedunwoko.
Yes.
This thing is just recent now, and they just started coming to his wall, harassing him, pestering him. Leave what you are
Yeah.
doing. Dump your.
I
Come and
think
join Obi. Come on. So Shore became angry and was like, "What insult?" So he decided to say, "Okay, that's your Peter Obi self. I want to touch lighter." So they were the ones who went to
Yeah, that
disturb
was what happened.
this.
Yes.
Yeah. So it wasn't as if Shore was interested in
So I'm,
discrediting
I'm
anybody.
thinking maybe that is affecting his publicity, of recent, and maybe I don't know. Maybe his
It's not
publicist also
necessarily.
asked him to
Well,
just
the work that has
type
to be
low for a
done,
while.
the work that has to be done, as I understand it, the work that has to be done right now, as I understand, is to expose the shenanigans. If you notice that they are packaging lies again, because Nigerians are fond of looking for who to blame for their own faults.
Mm,
The same,
mm,
yeah,
mm.
the same way they are still blaming him for Buhari that he has never met in his life. So when you see them packaging another lie, and you know that they still want to blame you in future for bringing the lie, so it's better you start deflecting the lies before they even start at all. So I think the work Shore
And
is doing right now is to deflect the lies they are trying to package again ahead of time.
Nigerians will still blame Showore even after Peter Obi 23.
Yeah, they will say the one
will
that never
blame.
allowed Peter Obi to win the election. You are right.
Thank you. They will blame him for
So
everything.
so why not just so why not deflect it? So Shore just wants to be, let him do it and put it on record. I told you that this person, okay, for instance, he said it from the beginning. He said it from the beginning that, look, oh, this person that you want me to go and work with, the following are the reasons I cannot work with him. Oh, it's not different from all these people. They said it's a lie. You are just jealous and all that. Okay, he left them.
Yeah.
So when it emerged that the same man is going to meet, the man wanted to go and meet Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso is like, I'm your senior in this game now.
Yeah.
So you should be the one to deputize me.
Yeah.
So the moment they could not get Kwankwaso to deputize Obi, they started muslinging Kwankwaso, abusing him also. They then continued to move around until they found Yusuf. Abi, they say, yeah, they're also useful now.
Forget that one again.
Now, after that one, they then went to meet Babangida. So we then had to show them, can you see the reason the person you asked me to go and join? No? Can you see the reason? Can you see that we don't represent the same thing and we don't have anything in common? It's not as if he's attacking him. It's just showing them these are the reason I told you from the outset I can't work with this person. When they saw him going, we saw him going to Obasanjo also.
Babangida.
You have to put it out again. No, after Babangida, Obasanjo, he showed it again. Say, see the person you say I should go and work with. He's not attacking Obi now. He's just showing. He's just trying to confirm to you the reason he said you cannot work with him. That's all. So where is the attack? No, show me how he attacked him. He has never attacked.
Nigerians have not suffered enough. This
No,
just
it's not like they have not suffered enough. I think they have embraced the sufferness. It's like they are enjoying suffering. My brother. It's like,
I don't think
maybe
so.
because they have not really gone out of Nigeria. Most of them, they just enjoy the status quo, and no matter what you bring to them,
that part is right.
That
part that they have not seen.
Gone are the days.
They have not seen another life. It's like that is the best life they can ever have.
Exactly.
My brother,
and
there are people in USA, in Europe that are supporting Peter Atiku and Tinubu. Most times in diaspora supporting Atiku and Tinubu. Intelligent guys.
You have to also understand. Yes, but you also have to understand. Number one, check the region they are from, originally in Nigeria. Number two, check whether they were not beneficiaries under Jonathan who are also still angry with Shore. I'll give you a point. Do you know how many of you knows Bishop Okon and Bishop Lagos?
Okon of Lagos.
Yeah, that actor, Okon Lagos. He was on Daddy Freeze's show. I don't know how many of you saw that show.
Yeah. Okon, representing Peter Obi. Yes, I know.
So you will now, if you listen, let me tell you, if you listen to that guy very well, you will now see, you will pick where the problem is. Number one, Daddy Freeze asked him what he thought about Shore. He said Shore is a good guy, a human rights activist. From the way these guys have kept quiet about Shore ever since Shore has been going in and out of jail fighting for human rights, you would think they have never heard about Shore before. The way they have kept quiet ever since, so you would think they have never heard about him. But suddenly, on Daddy Freeze's show, he's showing he wants to demonstrate that he's intelligent. He's now analyzing Shore. I'm like, so You people know there's a show with all these fine
Of
qualities you are
course they
stating.
know. Of course they know.
Now
Brother, they know.
listen to where their emotions are failing them. Listen to where their emotions fail them. Okon Lagos then turned around to say, but the reason I don't like Showore is that it was the one who led the media movement that removed Jonathan. That's where you will know where the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you claim that Showore led the media movement that removed Jonathan and brought Buhari, the question that the priest asked following it immediately was, so what do you think about Tinubu? Don't forget, Tinubu has publicly owned up and admitted that he brought Buhari after Ilule 3 times.
To power.
But listen to Okon's answer. You can go and watch the interview again. Listen to Okon's answer.
I watched
that he reversed Tinubu. Tinubu is a very astute politician. He this, he that. Okay, you hate Showore for exposing corruption under Jonathan, but you like the Tinubu who sponsored Buhari to come to power. Can you pair it? Can you see where their emotions fail them and give them out? So you love Tinubu, you respect him, even though he was the one who brought the Buhari you so much hate Showore for. But you hate Showore just for exposing corruption under Jonathan. So what is the wrong in exposing corruption under a government? Tell me.
I think one thing we should all understand is this. In every developmental process, people will have their view, people will have their candidate. You understand? I'm not against anybody liking Peter Obi, Atiku, or Tinubu. You understand? It will continue like this, But what we must try to understand, and I want us to establish that, is that the system we are operating on is our problem. You understand? Because like we have said before, even if, let's say, maybe Showore comes to power, which is the only, candidate for now I believe in. Of course, every other person have their own candidate. I don't think if he's using that same system, he can do anything much. I don't think so. Of course, we might all believe in him. Oh, yes, he's an activist. He can do this. He's saying that he will provide job, he will provide light, he will provide road, he will fix everything. If it is that same system he's going to operate on, I'm sorry to say, he will not be. Nobody can do anything with that system. That system has to be changed.
That's exactly why he said the first thing he wants to do is to change the system. He said it already. He agrees that the system has to change. He agrees. It's just that other candidates, they don't want us to ask them the same question.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
until we change that,
we already know.
Sorry. I want to ask you a question now. How do you think one man can change that system without the majority in the house? Because don't forget, the house is there to accept to change that system.
Let me tell you something that is possible. Do you know that?
Okay.
When Buhari won in 2015,
yes,
every institution, agencies, departments of government, ministries, and all that, changes happened immediately. All those who are usually, permanent secretaries, all the government officials, civil servants who used to come late and were like physical to work. The moment the slogan then was a new sheriff is in town.
Yes,
who will not take nonsense. Everybody sat right, and they stopped taking bribe. They stopped. Even policemen started removing, discharging their roadblocks and everything.
There was the electricity. They were begging NEPA to take lights.
Exactly. Instantly, there was a sudden sanity everywhere. Until they saw that the man himself is also corrupt.
Yes.
And even doesn't even come to office. Sleeping most times at home in that. So they then felt like, what I pay you going right? Then corruption now returned and even tripled. So what am I simply trying to say? Immediately he first came in, there was a breath of fresh. In fact, everybody, he has not even said He has not even said Everybody just adjusted automatically.
Yeah.
So meaning that one person in that position with power can change everything if he's serious.
If he's
I tell
serious.
you, if he's serious. So that is just to say it. And then you now see that even the Senate president said anything the president wants. You know why? Because he knows that the president that can tell the EFCC that Senate president is doing rubbish, go and probe him, and they don't want the Anyash to open. Are you getting? Such a person, his body language alone coordinates the assembly. I tell you, it happened with Buhari. Whatever the president wants.
Well, we have for me, on a small scale, I think something can be done, but on a larger scale, like what we are talking.
I mean,
Yes.
Can I just talk?
Okay, let's check with Bay now. Bay, yeah.
See, I'm waiting forever. What I have to say, you stop blaming show. People should. Corruption brought. It was not Buhari. Corruption carried him. APC saw that advantage of it. Same way now, is about pressing insecurity. The main reason why some people are their agitation started, why they started their wars.
I think we still have issue with baseline.
It was
still have issue with this. Anyways, gentlemen and ladies, we don't want this too long. It's late. I'm tired. We can continue this conversation some other time.
Thank you.
I thank you all for
before
coming
you
on the
go,
show.
Chio, I just want you to. I want us to know that the problem why someone like Shuri, is being blamed for everything that happened in 2015 is because most Nigerians, I don't know, for some reason, find it very difficult to admit that Jonathan administration was a failure. That is the problem we have, because
Jonathan, you cannot be. It's a tribal thing. You understand? So that's the problem.
Number one, yeah, you are right, Idris. Number one, it is tribal. And let me tell you the number two thing that we will never want you to see. During Jonathan's time, dollar was flowing everywhere. Money day. Corruption,
but do you know how much
so they allowed everybody to eat.
Oil.
Because we sell oil that time.
Exactly. So there was no TSA. Treasury single account implementation. There was nothing. Everybody was just collecting the money, free money everywhere. So they were enjoying it.
Entertainers were enjoying it.
So the moment the power shifts from them, from their brother to the north, and they felt deprived, the corruption has shifted. The corruption has not gone away. It has only been zoned to the north. So that period of deprivation, they don't like him. So that is why anybody who was responsible for the ouster of Jonathan, they no go forgive him. So now waiting Shore. Yeah, exactly. I'm just telling you the part they don't want you to know. They enjoy Jonathan's period. Gone, no be small. So the moment the corruption zoned from them, so they want the corruption back to them, to like zone it back to us. Unfortunately for them, the article that they want to work for if Peter Obi does not win may not even favor, because they are still zoning it back to the north. I'm not even here in the interest of tribe or region, no. But I'm saying that this is the reason they eat Showore. He was responsible. But the question is, but another thing that they fail to do because of their dishonesty, utter dishonesty, is that the Showore they have come to eat was also responsible for Jonathan even becoming acting president. All these
Yes.
emergency Jonathanians, they were nowhere when Showore was fighting, and even the Save Nigeria group were protesting for Jonathan to come to power.
That's true.
So they are emergency Jonathanians, and they are angry abusing Showore.
Can you imagine? I was at Ojota in 2000 Ojota, during the first subsidy protest. You need to see people we are abusing Jonathan. That man went through a lot in the hands of these same Nigerians. So he has not become their hero. That
the person to blame.
I don't know.
Well, Nigerians, we don't know what we want.
Very
We are like
delusional.
children. We are like
Nigerians don't
children.
know what
When
they
you give
want.
us tea today, we take. You give us gala tomorrow, we take. You give us ice cream, we take.
They
We
don't
don't even know what
want.
we want.
Exactly.
That is our problem.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Bruce, if you were at Ojota in 2012, right? If you were at that protest ground, right?
January 2012, of course, I would
see that.
How can a
you
same
even know
person
the
go and
funniest
be
that was a
agitating
full-blown
with Babangida? A same
That was a
person go and
full-blown
be
revolution.
agitating with Babangida who destroy Nigeria. Babangida of all people. You see, I don't know. And this kind of people you want us to vote them in, you think they can change anything?
And the same
They say, show
Jonathan
me your
came out.
friends, I will know who you are. You go and associate with Babangida. Of course, I know what you want to do.
The same Goodluck Jonathan last about a week ago and was complaining about using cash to induce delegates. When during his time, same mentor he employed. I don't
come back.
Nigerians were clapping. Oh, he's saying the right thing. But do that when you were there. Use this same trick to It's a balling.
We will definitely take these conversations further some other time. Thank you so much,
thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much for hosting the
thanks
live.
so much.
Yes. Yeah. Bye.
Please meet Mr. Abiodun Akinyemi, a man who is looking to solve the big chunk of the housing crisis that we have in Nigeria by making affordable, self-sufficient homes. This kind of homes are becoming more and more popular, by the way, because they are efficient and they are environmentally friendly, and then it costs less to make them if you think about it in the long run. Anyway, before I tell you about the smart homes that he's building, let me tell you a little bit about his story. He's based in Canada right now, and he decided to build a house in Lagos, Nigeria, where he's from. But upon making inquiries, the cost of building a house has increased significantly since he moved to Canada. So instead of using concrete brick throughout his construction, he substituted it with laterite, and he was able to save 30% of the construction cost. Laterite has a lot of advantages, by the way, including warming your home during the cold weather, cooling your home in the hot season. It's cheaper because it's readily available. It's everywhere in Nigeria. It has high clay content, which means it can hold more water. Laterite gives you better air quality. So if you build your house with laterite, you can breathe in better air quality. You can even recycle it. So if you build a house with laterite and you don't like it, you can break down the house and use the brick to build another house. And that's just to name a few of the advantages. But he didn't stop at building his personal house. He decided to make his house self-sufficient, off-grid, which means that he's not going to be dependent on the electricity from the Nigerian government. So he's using solar power, and he's also not going to be using power generator, so there will be no noise, no air pollution. At the same time, he's not using the regular sockaway that everybody uses in Nigeria. He's disposing his own waste material by decomposing it, and he's generating his own water. So once the house is completed, he doesn't need anything from them. And this is why they call this home self-sufficient, off-grid homes. That alone inspires me. The fact that he was able to find an alternative to just spending so much money on building a house. And the fact that he doesn't have to depend on the government, he made himself a self-sufficient house. That is the inspiration for me. But then he took it a step further. So after learning from his own experience, he wants to do the same for others, except that he wants to do it better. If you see the picture of the house, you may not be too impressed by the aesthetic, but he calls this the experimental house, because what he has decided to do is to now mass produce this kind of house for other people. In case anybody out there is interested in having a house that will be self-sufficient, he has bought acres of land in Lakeway Beachfront in order to construct an off-grid estate. And what you guys are seeing is what he would be constructing. All these houses would not be using NEPA, and they will be constructed with laterite white bricks. If anyone is interested, he's looking for 10 people, just 10 people to start out. The price starts at 34 million naira for 3 bedrooms, and you can pay in installment. He has a contract readily available, readily prepared, which you can share with your lawyer to know if that's a good deal or not. I mean, some people may feel like that's a lot of money, but it's a one-time payment that you no longer have to worry about electricity bill. You no longer have to worry about paying them to empty your sock away and stuff like that. It's a one-time payment that you know that from beginning to end, you know your house is complete and self-sufficient. Anyway, I asked him, by the way, I said, what if someone is interested right now and they decided to pay you, and along the way they decided they're no longer interested, they don't like what they're seeing? And he said to me that your money is refundable as stated in the contract. He said he will give you back 95% of the money, and the remaining 5% is for administrative charges. He's using a system of interlocking bricks instead of the traditional style of construction, and this system results in a house that is 10 times stronger than traditionally built house and also more terminally efficient. Each home would have its own fire system and will be conveniently located by a fire hydrant in order to make it easier for fire crews to help just in case of an emergency. We'll be building common areas that will have a gym, a playground, swimming pool, ball courts, grocery stores, and so on and so forth. And more importantly, the houses in his estate will reduce global warming and human carbon footprint. So guys, if you're interested, please check him out. This is his website.